What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And guys, today we got to be talking about the return of Pablo Gavi. Gavi is back. That long-awaited ACL injury, he has recovered, and he should be in the squad against Sevilla on the weekend tomorrow, my time, at least for me. But guys, we're going to be talking about the return of Gavi, what he can provide, and what our squad, has been missing. Pablo Gavi, he's one of our star boys. And guys, let's get into this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Road to 500 subs. Yes, 500 subs. We hit 400 recently, and let's keep growing. So the first thing I want to say is that HANSI Flick, I think he's going to love Pablo Gavi in terms of the pressing, the physicality, the intensity, everything, the mentality. I think Pablo Gavi is kind of going to be like the coach on the field, where he's just going to coach up everybody. Hey, Lewandowski, press there. Rafinha, press there. Gavi, he is the leader of a press. He's going to be awesome to have. And hey, man, it's going to be fun seeing Pablo Gavi back on that pitch, man. But guys, let's talk about what we have been missing with Gavi, in the past year and also preseason. Obviously, he didn't do preseason. He had an ACL injury that is no joke. Even with sports science advancing, still a serious injury, still can alter somebody's career, especially if it's more than once. And guys, Pablo Gavi, this guy, I feel like he's made for the big games, the big occasion. Think about that Spanish Super Cup, when he just ruled the midfield. He ruled everybody, even on Barcelona. He was our best player on the day. And I feel like his intensity, and he rises to the occasion. Against PSG, I really feel like if we had a Pablo Gavi in that midfield, he could have disrupted Vitinha from having a good, tie overall. And I feel like that Gavi is really needed in the big games, that intensity to just be a dog, let's be honest, and just like stop the other teams and stifle their best players. And Gavi, this is what he does. Gavi is the one to be more of a destroyer, like disruptive, win the ball back, and Pedri's more like a type, obviously the midfield maestro, the guy to pull the strings. And both of these guys, they need to work on the other side of their games. Pedri being more physical, he's already doing that, win more tackles. That's what we want to see with the work rate. And Gavi, he has to improve with the vision and passing. Both of these guys, though, they have a great base to build on, and hopefully they just continue to get better. Because guys, imagine having that midfield, that young midfield that's working. They're already top players, let's be honest. But can they reach their world class, and hopefully all-time status with those wingers? Because Lamine Yamal and Rafinha are honestly right now unbelievable. Like, I think they're two of the top three best wingers right now, probably with, I would say, Vinicius Jr., because come on, he's on a tour right now, probably going to win the Ballon d'Or, let's be honest. But guys, our wingers right now, for this season alone, we have the best two wingers probably in the world right now, in form, Lamine Yamal and Rafinha. And this midfield is serious too, let's be honest. And I think Hansi Flick, that's why I think Hansi Flick's actually going to start Pablo Gavi. Once Pablo Gavi officially becomes fit, probably maybe a month later after these big games, I don't want Gavi starting against Real Madrid or Bayern Munich straight off of the ACL tear. I know he's 100% fit. People are saying it. He's been fit since October, September. Cool. But I want him starting it later on, in a month's time. And guys, remember the versatility of Gavi. This is the next thing I want to talk about. Gavi, he can play the six in a double pivot. He can play the 8 in a double pivot. And then he can also play on the left, I feel like, in more pragmatic games, especially over Ferran Torres. Let's be honest. I feel like that Gavi at left wing, it's a hot take. I think that he might be more useful than Ferran. Yes, Ferran could be a goal threat, but I think Gavi gives you everything else, legitimately. I think he gives you that distribution and passing. Also, if you want to overload the midfield, if you want to win a game 1-0, you already got your goal, you put Gavi on the left. In a big game, I would do that. If we're 2-0 up in a big game, like against PSG, when we were 4-2 up, let's be honest, before Araujo's red card, I would play Gavi. If we was fit, I would play him left wing, compact that midfield, and hey, PSG's not scoring. And that's what I would do. I would use Gavi as probably my third choice winger. And guys, you know why I like Gavi the most? Because he keeps guys accountable. That's probably the biggest thing I like Gavi. I don't care if he becomes a superstar or he becomes a role player for Barcelona, later on down the line. The reason why he's in the squad, let's be honest, not the most talented, not the biggest. But guys, he has a top mentality, and he keeps Robert Lewandowski in check. How many times when we won La Liga and that Super Cup, he said, Robert Lewandowski, Do your job. Finish your chances. Last year, he wasn't there. Robert Lewandowski had a poor year. I don't think it's a coincidence that when Gavi's there, people, they're on their A game. He's like the guy, that boss that you can't mess around with. And, Gavi's that guy. Let's be honest. He has that aura. Let's be real. And, Gavi and Rafinha, these two guys, why do I like them so much? They're easy players to like. I heard somebody say it before. You know why they're so easy to like? Because they're going to run their socks off. They're going to run their behinds off. And Gavi and Rafinha are going to work their whole 90 minutes, and it's when these guys are also have the technical ability to do, magic also, it's very easy to like these type of players, and we need a squad full of them. We already have Ronald Araujo in defense, Rafinha in attack, and we're missing Gavi, who is the guy, the warrior in midfield. And guys, once we have all fit, I think Araujo is going to be back in December. It's going to be really, really nice to see. Hansi Flick's going to have a real squad to work with. And Gavi, I feel like, is one of the cornerstone pieces of Barcelona. Jan Laporta, he's not going to sell him. I heard PSG, they were interested. They're also interested in Yamal. But Jan Laporta is not dumb, guys. This guy's a lawyer. He's well educated. He's been Barcelona president before, in our most successful time as a club. And Jan Laporta, he knows the importance of Gavi. And Gavi, he has a real role at Barcelona, as a warrior, as a captain, one day probably, and also the midfield ability. He is defensive. Not only that, he has the ability to play make. We've seen it. I remember off the top of my head, his assist to Yao Cancelo against Celta Vigo. That shows the signs of his improvement. And, yes, he has made his name with Coleman. Then, obviously, Xavi. Xavi used him in the left wing role, mainly the inverted left wing, the false left wing. And Hansi Flick, I'm going to be super interested how he's going to use Pablo Gavi. We have a loaded midfield. Frankie de Jong's back too. Look at Casado, the emergence of him. Also Dani Olmo. Pedri obviously still there. Mark Bernal could have been there, but he has an ACL tear. And guys, we have a loaded midfield. And I cannot wait to see what Hansi Flick does with Gavi. And guys, we have been seeing Gavi, he's putting the work in. This is what I mean about a top mentality. You can see it, on and off the pitch. Look at him just like I think 18 months ago, and then look at him now. He's put on muscle. That's probably 20 pounds of muscle right there. And Gavi, he's going to continue to work. Hopefully, I really hope that Gavi, can return back to his best. And hopefully, maybe, he's even better. Guys, I hope he plays around 20 minutes. That's me. If I was the coach, if I was Hansi Flick, I would play him 20 minutes, around 20, maybe 25 with the injury time. You don't know how much they're going to put on these days, these refs. But guys, I hope Gavi, that's around the time I would put him on. And Ansu Fati is also back. Hopefully Ansu could do something because Ferran Torres is out for a bit. And I feel like we need more goals. It never hurts to have more goal threats. And Gavi's the guy, man. Honestly, this October, I wouldn't play him that much against Sevilla, against Bayern Munich, against Real Madrid. I would play him benched. Even our next game after that, guys, is Espanyol. I would bench him also in that game, but I'll play him later on. I'll probably give him his first start probably in 3 weeks' time. That's me. If I was Hansi Flick, that's what I would do. But guys, hopefully Gavi, he can be the warrior that we know he is. And hopefully Hansi Flick gets the best out of him in his system. And hey, man, that's it for me today. Hopefully Barcelona beat Sevilla tomorrow. And hopefully Barcelona just keep balling out, play the good football. And guys, let's dominate Europe, man. Let's dominate Spain. Let's do it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't. Roll to 500 subs. And let's get it.